Good evening. Welcome to Live Around 5. I'm Amy, and tonight's the third day of our resilience challenge. Tonight is all about our health and what's more important to our health than sleep. One of the things that I think we often try to do is muscle through, right? When we're having a challenge or we're trying to bounce back from a trauma or illness, maybe it's just been a bad week personally or in your family or at work. We think if we just keep going, that's the way to do it. Well, that's not going to be possible unless we've got a good foundation of health. And that really begins with a good night's sleep. I don't want you to underestimate the power of prioritizing sleep. So, the third day challenge is actually going to focus on that because if you are well rested, you can handle far more than when you're exhausted. Now, this is in seasons of life, right? I don't want to be out here telling a brand new mom, why aren't you getting consistent sleep? We go through periods of time where we do have to kind of deal with sleep deprivation. But if you're a shift worker, this could be particularly important. If you're somebody who shifts schedule shifts a lot, this could be important. And there are tools and techniques that we can use that will make a huge impact. One of the things that we use to great effect is noise. Doesn't that sound crazy? Why would you need noise to sleep? Well, honestly, what works for us is this Hatch sound machine. And it's so much more than a sound machine. But part of the key to it is that the noise can be altered to what works for us. So it can be pink noise, white noise, brown noise. Each of us has a different thing that will impact us. And you can experiment with those all different levels. You can have it talk through a meditation that's going to help you go to sleep. You can have it do like a sunset and a sunrise because light affects our sleep. It's pretty amazing. But why can noise help? One of the things that I find when I don't have a consistent, steady noise in the background is if anything, any slight noise out of order, the drip of a faucet or the tick of a clock, or especially if I'm traveling in a hotel room, a neighbor's door closing, that's going to wake me up or bring me to a higher awareness in my sleep and steal those valuable REM moments from me. And with a sound machine, I'm able to actually cue into that's the sound that I'm sleeping to. And as long as that's steady, it helps extend my rest and deepen it for me. In fact, I can also tell you that using the right noise is the key. I've tried using my phone sometimes, that's not always the best. And then that means if I happen to get up in the night, I can't use that as a flashlight or scroll for a couple of minutes, which they would tell you also don't do. Stay away from that blue light. But I like to have a separate machine, and Hatch makes a mini, which is great for a kid's room, but that's what I actually use to travel. The other thing I love about it is I use that machine. I use my phone as a remote to turn it on and off. So we have one on each nightstand, and I'm able to turn them on and off from my phone so I don't have to get up and go back down to rest. Like, oh, let me get up and get everything set for sleep. As you know, I also recommend that you have a bedtime routine. It's really important to the extent that you can that you go to bed around the same time each night and that you give your subconscious cues. Right before I go to sleep, I'm going to brush my teeth, take my supplements, get my diffuser going, turn on my heating pad, get my sound machine going, maybe read your Kindle, whatever your routine is. Try to stick to that for a period of at least 30 days. Limit your exposure to electronics, especially your computer or your phone that's going to have more blue light. Also, try not to eat too late. Believe it or not, our body needs the rest time. If we're always eating, like snacking all along the day and even eating late into the night, our body's doing the work of digesting instead of actually enjoying the fruits of our sleep. So I cut food off especially when I'm doing my 11-day jump start, I cut my food off at 8 o'clock at night so that I know usually I'll fall asleep around 10:30. I've got a couple hours before bed with no food being ingested. If you need something during those times, a little bit of bone broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth, or even some Ninja Red juice will help you if you're looking to kind of just give yourself a little bit of satiation with a little nutrition without all the work behind maybe some bad foods that we might choose at night. The other thing I really like about the Hatch is that it'll also track your sleep. There's a great app that goes with it. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. I love that I can know I have the same sound to sleep to every single night, and that gets me into a deeper sleep. Other things that can keep us awake are emotions, right? When we're extremely sad or stressed or worried, maybe you have a family member who's struggling, or you're the family member who is struggling. And that's when I turn to different techniques, including my therapist with BetterHelp, including my emotional oils like Peace and Calming or Valor, Stress Away. These are tools in my toolbox, and I just layer my wellness. All of these things, including cedarwood and lavender, are what I use to sleep in my diffuser every night. Everybody's routine can be different. Everybody's tools can be different. But the point here is one of the most important tools in your resilient toolbox is rest. If you can't get your diet straight, if you can't get movement straight, at least get sleep straight. To me, it is the base of your healthy pyramid. And when you can get sleep right, some of those other things begin to flow a little bit easier, right? So when you're rested, you might feel like going for a nice walk. When you're rested, you're not pounding snacks or maybe candy or coffee to try to get your energy back up because your body is well rested. Your mind is restored. Sleep is when our body repairs itself. We're designed that way. Isn't that cool? And so make sure you're giving yourself time to reset, time to repair, and time to relax, because that's going to make you much more resilient than almost any other thing you can do with your health. And it's so doable. It's all in your hands. And I'm so excited for your next good night's sleep. There's links to all the things that I've suggested here in case they're helpful to you. If not, no big deal. The whole point here is for you to get healthier and happier so you can be even more resilient and successful. Have a great night. I can't wait to see you back here tomorrow, live around 5. Take care. I love you guys.